Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jonathan Jones. I am the CEO of Ideation 4. Welcome to our free Gems for Grant Writing webinar series. So I want to start by giving a few definitions to help us understand kind of some background information on my company. Ideation is defined as the creative process of generating, developing, and communicating new ideas. Ideation is a thought cycle from innovation to development to actualization. What is ideation all about? We help Black and Indigenous people of color who are community builders connect their ideas to resources. So who are we more specifically? We connect ideas to resources. The mission of ideation is to explore economic opportunities for under-resourced communities through proposal, workshops, coaching, consulting, and innovation. One of the things that we focus our attention on is providing services for educators and for nonprofits for good. We have done a host of grant writing, grant reviewing, grant coaching, and also working on developing some innovative approaches to supporting educators in the field of education. So today we're going to jump into several different gems. I've been writing grants since I was a first-year teacher in 2007, and I have learned a host of gems and things to consider throughout the entire process of your grant writing experience. So we're going to go through those and share those with you today. The first, I'm going to move this out of the way. Follow directions. You want to make sure that you read the application. Read it, read it, read it. Make sure that you've read it once, walk away from it, and come back and read it again. If you have questions after you've read it, you want to make sure you follow up and connect with somebody from the grant making organization and ask for clarification on areas that you have questions on. You want to make sure that you include the grant directions into your proposal template. For example, including the number of characters or the number of pages or the max number of pages that is going to be important for you to be thinking about. One of my seminars that we offer in the future, upcoming, it will be in February, actually will focus on what is the template. And it's basically not only a process, but it's also a tool that you can use to actually go after your grants and be able to use that and replicate that in different ways for other resources as well. Know your mission. Know why do you exist? What is your organization's why? What is your individual why? And how is it tied to your organization? Make sure that you articulate your mission throughout the entire proposal. This is what makes your proposal stand out, is knowing what is your focus and your mission. And make sure that when you're thinking about your mission, you use your mission to determine whether or not you want to go after particular grants. You want your mission, you want the grant opportunity to align with your mission, not the other way around. Give yourself time. Make sure you are mindful of your state of being. Make sure you're aware of what kind of conditions you need to write the best proposal possible. You want to give yourself time and space to work on the grant narrative. You want to identify the conditions which you write best. And you want to also remember to breathe and be mindful of like I said, be mindful of your state of mind. This ties to your mission. Know your story. You want to make sure that you articulate your story, which goes hand in hand with your mission, that you have a clear picture of who your organization is and where you are currently at and where you're hoping to grow to. Your story is what makes you unique and stand out from others. If you're not articulating your story, you're not articulating and giving the grant makers a visual understanding of who you are as an organization. Communicate your story is what brings funders into your proposal and brings them into the work that you are doing with your organization. Know the need you will address. Make sure this is also defined as not only the need, or it could also be defined as the problem. You want to make sure you are articulating um, how you're addressing this need, what is the need, and how you are addressing it. You want to make sure that you identify who else is working on this need and what makes you different in your organizational work. Proofread. Read your narrative out loud. This is a godsend. I have issues with homophones and often will put in the wrong homophone word and come back to it and notice as I'm reading, wait a second, that's not the right word, and quickly will replace it. But it also helps you to see what your flow is like as you read it. Does it flow? Does it make sense? You want to make sure that you share and get feedback from an outsider. You want to ask them, was it concise? Did it make sense? And you want to get feedback from somebody who's not in your organization and someone who doesn't maybe fully understand the work that you are doing and what great work you are doing to address a particular need in the community. You want to make sure that you print a draft and make margin notes for narrative revisions. You want to make sure that you have a team. The more eyes on your proposal, the better. You want to pair up with your friends, your family, maybe one coworker. But I would suggest that you keep your team small. That way, you don't get overloaded or stressed out with the amount of critiques, edits, and changes that you might get from all of those various people. So keep that in mind. You want to make sure you take breaks. Again, this goes back to your state of being and where you are. If you are having a stressful week, stressful day, and you need to focus on your family, focus on your family. And just remember to breathe. That is really important because your state of mind goes into your proposals. As you prepare and begin writing your narrative, make sure you take breaks. It's okay to save your work. Close your computer. Go over to the when you're at the coffee shop or if you're at home, take your break, enjoy your coffee, engage, talk with people, and then come back to it. It's okay to walk away and then come back to it. What would have made my application stand out? This is a big gem that I came across when I submitted a NASA application for an educational downlink with the astronauts. My first attempt, I failed. And I learned the valuable lesson of simply asking and following up with NASA and asking them, what would have made my application stronger? So you want to keep in mind, should your proposal not get awarded, remember to connect with the grant maker and ask them for feedback. They may or may not provide this, but you will not know what areas could have been better, and can prepare you for your next proposal that you go after. So make sure that you ask for feedback. You want to make sure you include data. You want to have a good balance between your statistics, your data, and your story. Your data should complement your storyline. Make sure you provide a baseline for grant makers. Where are you starting out? If you're just beginning your work, provide them with a baseline and provide them with your plans for this is the outcome we're hoping to reach, or this is where we're trying to get to. You want to make sure you use relevant and current data that complements your story and how your organization is meeting a need. Lastly, you want to have fun. Enjoy the whole process, writing of your grant proposal. It can be very stressful and it can be a bit of a roller coaster. You want to make sure that you're being positive. And you want to remember, if you do not get the grant, you can always ask for that feedback. I apologize for the typo on the screen. We'll make sure to correct that. So that concludes the gems That's a few of the gems that I have learned in my workshops, in person and online. I provide a host of other gems. You should mark this on your calendar. We have an online mini course coming up in February the 23rd, which will focus on the template, which is a tool and a process. I have an in-person course that's going to be happening March 6th, and the location is to be determined, but will likely be in the community at the new Golden Time Cafe location on Selby. And then also, if you have an interest, if you just want to sit down and talk for 15 minutes, and we can meet in person, go get some coffee, and you can tell me your rundown, and we can kind of conversate and go from there and figure out how best I can meet your needs. The links are not showing up right here, but it just shows that you'll be able to access the webinars and the workshops on Eventbrite. And then for the coffee scheduling, you want to just reach out to me on Facebook, and I'll make sure to respond quickly and schedule that meeting with you. That concludes our session. I look forward to connecting with all of you. Thank you for joining us. We're excited that 2020 is going to bring a host of resources for individuals who are doing good in the community, both for educators and for nonprofits. Thank you. Have a blessed day.